Hey you guys, so I am back with a brand new video which I'm super excited to be filming for you guys. It's going to be a product review and demo featuring the new Milani Gilded Desire Eye and Face palette, and here is the packaging for the eyeshadow palette. Really cute packaging. On the back you do have like the different colors of the shadows on the palette. This is going to be a mixture of like metallic shimmer shades and of course like your matte eyeshadows, and then you also have two highlighters in the palette as well. So it's going to be slightly different from their first two palettes that they came out with back in the fall. You guys know that one was a all matte eyeshadow palette, and the other one was a mixture of like matte and shimmer shades in the palette. So I did do a video on those two palettes. I have it in my description box for you guys to check out. But yeah, this one is definitely going to be somewhat different, which I cannot wait to just share with you guys my thoughts. And honestly, I first found out about the palette on Trendmood because they posted a picture of the eyeshadow palette, and it honestly caught my attention because of the shimmer shades, and of course they had like the highlighter in there. So I was like, wow, this is definitely different from them, and I cannot wait to get my hands on it. The palette is an Ulta exclusive, so you can only get it on Ulta website or in their store, or of course Milani's website. And I want to say I paid $19.99 for the eyeshadow palette, so it's super affordable. It's not expensive at all. And I also had a coupon to use on top of it, so it made it even more affordable. But here is the eyeshadow palette. Again, packaging is really pretty. It's a gold packaging. It says Milani Gilded Desires, and then on the back it just says Gilded Desire Eye and Face Palette. And the best part is they have the name of the shadows on the back of the palette, which is pretty much right here. So it just lays out, it just kind of like lay out what the palette looks like in the inside. And then you do have your two highlighters on the bottom of the eyeshadow palette. So again, you do get a mixture of matte shadows and metallic eyeshadows in here, and you can easily create like a daytime look or like a nighttime like glam look. And the look I have is definitely more like glam. It's nighttime, it's sultry, it's sexy, and I'm just loving my eyeshadow look today that I'm wearing. And when you look inside, you do get the sleeve like always, and then a nice mirror on top. And then here is the shadows for the palette. Excuse my palette, I did put with it already to create this look, so it's kind of dirty, but again, here is the layout of the palette. When I first saw the palette on the website, I wasn't sure if this side was like an all matte side and this was an all shimmer side, but looking at it, it's definitely not the case. You do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 matte shadows, and then you have one shimmer on top. And then of course you do have like your shimmer shades on this side as well, and your two highlighters on the bottom. To be honest with you, there is a lot of kickback with this eyeshadow palette. When I tapped my brush in, it was just like kickback crazy. And the only complaint is I kind of feel like because it's so much kickback, the different colors was going into the different quads for the actual eyeshadow. So like for my highlighter, I do have like some gold flexes that came into the black one, and of course like the maroon one, some of that went into like my black one, and of course the black one went into like the highlighter color. So I kind of feel like it's just almost too much kickback because it makes the palette very messy, and they kind of like intertwine within each other as far as like the powder that goes everywhere. So that's the only complaint that I have with the palette. But let's go ahead and swatch a few colors. I'm not going to sit here and swatch all the colors because we will be here all day long, but I'm just going to swatch a few that catches my attention. So the first one is going to be this really pretty gold color, which is right here as you guys can see, and that one is called Desire for Gold. And I made sure I did not use a gold for my eyeshadow look today because I typically tend to go for a gold shadow, but that pigment and that swatch is so pretty. It's definitely a nice consistency to the eyeshadow color. It's not dry, which is good because I hate a dry eyeshadow. So it's definitely not dry, and it is creamy. It's not the creamiest eyeshadow that I have tried, but it's definitely a good consistency for a drugstore option. So here is the gold one. And then going back into the palette, I'm going to take this really like pearlescent pinky color on top right here. That one is called Champagne Wasted. Just going to swatch that one because it's really pretty. And that one feels the exact same as the gold in terms of like consistency. So it's not chalky, it's not dry, which is a good thing. And here is the swatch for that one. And I'm curious to see how it will look against my skin tone. And then the last one I'm going to swatch is going to be this burgundy color. That one is called Love Attic. And here is Love Attic right here on the side. Just going to swatch that one next. And again, same consistency as the other three. Really creamy, and it's not patchy, and it looks so pretty. So that one again is called Love Attic. And I'm going to go ahead and just do the highlighter on the bottom as well. And that one is called Brighten Up My Day, which is like a white color. And I honestly cannot wear it as a highlighter because it's more like an icy color. Here it is. It's definitely icy, so I cannot wear it, but I still think it's pretty to like put on the lid, pop in a terry duct as a brow bone highlight. It might be cute for that aspect. For a woman of color, you definitely cannot wear it, but if you're lighter, it's a really pretty color. All right, so moving on to the other side of the palette. You do have your majority of your mattes on this side of the palette, so I'm going to dive into this burgundy one. That one is called Time to Unwind. And that one feels really good swatched as well. Super pigmented. And here is Time to Unwind. And then going back into the palette, I'm going to take this pink color on top. It's like a pinky color that has flexes of like yellow and greens in it. It's really pretty. It's called Most Coveted Rose. Consistency is definitely still the same, which is a good thing. And here is Most Coveted Rose. And then the last one I'm going to swatch is going to be this black. And that one is called Black Tie Affair. And here is the black swatch right here as well. So for my eye look today, I did use quite a few colors in the eyeshadow palette. I used the color called The Olive of My Life, and that one was a really pretty like bronzy color on the lid. It was super pigmented, and I just know these eyeshadows are really good because I honestly forgot to prime my eyelids before I even started to do my eye look. And the colors are so pigmented, they're so intense, and without an eyeshadow primer, it showed up really nicely, which pretty much had me blown away because you guys know drugstore eyeshadows aren't the best, but they're definitely getting better. So for it to show up on my eyes without any like eyeshadow primer, I just think is amazing. So I did pop that onto my lid, and for my crease I used a color called Crazy for Cocoa. It did show up against my skin tone, but I had to build up the intensity of the color to actually have it show, because with one swipe in it was pretty much like light to non-existent. So I had to build up the color for Crazy for Cocoa. And the next one was Time to Unwind, that really pretty burgundy color. That one was super pigmented, so I would go with a light hand with that color because it's definitely intense, and it blended out really nicely mixed in with Crazy for Cocoa. And then of course the black color called Black Tie Affair, again super pigmented, super intense. I was definitely impressed for it to be a black eyeshadow coming from the drugstore, so that one was a very good color. And the highlighter was really pretty, super intense. I did have to kind of go in twice to get the intensity because when I went in I tapped my brush off, but I kind of felt like when I went to put it on my face nothing came on my face. But when I went back into the palette again and I didn't tap my brush off at all, it was like super intense. So you almost have to like tap it off, but don't tap off the entire highlighter off the brush, if that makes sense. So really pretty color. I think it looks really good against my skin tone, and I'm quite impressed with it. Do I think you need it? Honestly, if you have the first two, I would say you can probably pass on this eyeshadow palette because some of the colors in here are sort of similar to the colors out of the other palette. However, if you didn't get that eyeshadow palette, I would definitely get your hands on this one because it's a really good eyeshadow palette. Plus, you also get two highlighters on the bottom of the eyeshadow palette. The price for this one is more expensive than the first two because the first two at Walmart was like $14.99. This one is $19.99. But again, you do get two highlighters as well in this eyeshadow palette, so keep that in mind. But overall, I do give it 2 thumbs up. I think you guys will like it. And I think that's pretty much it. So let's just jump into the tutorial. All right, you guys, so I'm super excited to be diving into this palette. So Here is the look of the packaging. Really cute. Again, it's just amazing. And here is the inside of the palette. So as always, you guys know I always tend to just wing my look whenever I film these kind of videos. So just whatever is pretty much inspired me, I'm just gonna go with that look. So starting off, we're gonna take the color called Crazy for Cocoa, which is this brown one right here, and just put it into my crease.
My heart up when the rest of me is down.
All right, go back into the palette. I'm gonna take this really pretty burgundy color. That one is called Time to Unwind, which is right here. Just gonna throw that into my crease as well to deepen up the look.
I'm latching on, babe. Now I know what I have found.
And then for my lid color, I'm just gonna take this really pretty shimmer color. That one is called the Olive of My Life. It's like a bronzy-ish color, which is right here. It's really pretty.
You lift my heart up when the rest of me is down. You enchant me even when you're not around. If there are boundaries, I will try to knock them down. I'm latching on, babe. Now I know what I have found.
All right, and then for the last color, going into my outer V, I'm gonna take this really pretty black color. It's called Black Tie Affair, and just pop that into my outer V.
I wanna lock in your love. I think we're close enough. Could I lock in your love, baby? I feel we're close enough. I wanna lock in your love. I think we're close enough. Could I lock in your love, baby? You lift my heart up when the rest of me is down.
All right, you guys, so I went through my eyelashes and the rest of my face off camera, but diving back into the palette, we're gonna take this really pretty highlighter on the bottom, which is called Highlight of the Day, which is this one right here, and we're going to highlight our face. Alright, you guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Like always, please be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.
my heart up when the rest of me